Okay, y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Jab Podcast. It's episode 145. Of course, I'm Combo Breaker 99.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy P.
And P, man, I feel like it's been a minute, bro. But at the same time, it don't, because it's like we 145 episodes deep now, man. It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, it has been a minute. It has, man, but like I told people even on my channel, and I'm sure you told people on your channel, we still been in the game talking this combat sports, but together, we just been busy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Really, and life changed. The pandemic hit and everything turned upside down. So,
Yeah.
it wasn't nothing personal or nothing. It just, things got complicated. You feel me?
Exactly.
As
Yeah.
it did for everybody. That's how I took it. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
Or
Yeah.
looked at it anyway.
Yeah, because during the pandemic and which is still kind of picking up again, because like I told you, I had tested hot the last week myself. I'm good now, but
Right.
it's still around, so it still kind of puts a limit onto certain things, so it's just been, like you said, it's just been a move on everybody that you have to, like, you in the ring, man, you got to make adjustments, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not. It don't look like it's going nowhere for a while. So we
Nah.
gotta live our life and move forward. So it is what it is at this point.
Yes, sir, that's how I've been taking it, man. But before we really jump into it, P, go ahead and let everybody know where they can follow you right now, because we've been working, and I know we've been putting in this work. Where can we follow you at, P?
Y'all can check me out on YouTube. My YouTube page is still up and running. I know it's been a minute, but yeah, it's still up and running. But you can check me out at Loud Pack Boxing One on YouTube, and you can check me out on IG at Loud Pack Boxing.
All right. Yeah, you can still follow me, Combo Breaker 99. We're talking a lot of MMA stuff over there. Uh, Still, if you got questions about boxing, of course I'm gonna answer them and we can talk. But yeah, that's where we've been at, so it ain't like we haven't been in the mix. So check P out over there and check me out over here. But if y'all want that Voltron, you come to Jab Effect. That's where it is, man.
You know it.
Yes. But P, man, like I said, this episode, man, I just wanted to kind of jump back and talk a little bit about this fight that was supposed to take place this Saturday. Like I said, it wasn't really a fight I was looking forward to. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, but the story behind it's just been interesting to me, man. Because as y'all know, Conor Benn, he popped dirty a few days ago, and he popped dirty for a doggone what is it called? Let me pull up what it's called. It's a women's fertility drug. Just in case y'all.
It's like CLEM. I can't remember the rest of it, but Clem something. Yeah.
Yeah, he popped dirty for this drug that's also supposed to like boost up testosterone. So the crazy part was they was going to try to still keep the fight going. They were still trying
Right.
to. Eddie Hearn was trying his best
Right.
to still try to keep the fight going, which was already kind of rubbing me the wrong way. But finally, they did the right thing and postponed it.
Facts.
And
Mhm.
because even Chris Eubank Jr. he felt a certain way about it because they kept going back and forth, and it seemed like they wanted to ignore it and just let the fight go on. But finally, they did the right thing. Now I know it sucks for those fighters on the card, everybody else that was clean, but that's what had to happen. But when you first heard it, man, what was your thoughts on that situation, man?
But that kind of had pissed hot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, and it's still drugs in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
People found better ways to mask them, but it's still going on, and it's just lets you see it's still going on. That's how I took it. You know what I mean? It's not a big shocker because you know drugs are being used. You know what I'm saying? In
Right.
sports, not just combat sports. So it was just one of those things. And he ain't the first person that we caught. He ain't the last person, and he definitely ain't the person with the biggest name that been caught. So it's like we kind of see how boxing views cheaters, man. They if it's money at stake, they'll look the other way. I mean, this ain't the first time we seen them doing something crazy like that, ain't you know what I'm saying? And it's just that that that's not the boxing fans. This is this is a boxing machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fans, we feel like, yo, we want clean fights, and if a guy's dirty, absolutely not. He shouldn't fight. Why should a man? That's like going to a fist fight and the guy got a pistol, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He got a gun and you think it's about to be a fist fight and he got a gun in his pocket. So I mean, it's the same thing. Why would you take that chance? I mean, this guy's on drugs. That punch could be like a bullet. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Going upside your head. So I mean, me definitely from the standpoint of a fan, I don't want to see him fight if somebody get tested dirty. You know what I mean? I get, I don't care. I still go in there, but that ain't what this is about. You know what I'm saying? It's rules for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was called clomiphene. It was like a
Comaphene. Okay.
female fertility drug. Like I said, it was supposed to, that's helping women uh have kids, but at the same time, it boosts up your testosterone. And it's funny you brought that up to people about how some people, like these people behind the scenes, they still want to make the fight. That's where that pressure come in too, with these fighters. Like, I don't condone these fighters using anything, but that just shows you how much pressure they're under to try to perform to best of their abilities. I mean, you see it in like other sports too, like gymnastics and things like that, where to exceed their trainers do certain things behind the scenes for them. You know what I mean? To try to
Mm-hmm.
get the best out of them
Mm-hmm.
to continue moving. Because
Absolutely.
you got to still think about it, like their body is everything to them. You know what I mean? It is their money maker. So they want to try their best to, even if it is getting dirty, to push to these limits of to exceed everybody. You know what I mean? Like I gotta say, I'm not condoning that, but I know the pressures they probably are under. And because I was looking at an interview with Conor Benn, and it was just so hypocritical because in one, this was like maybe like a year or so ago, where he was talking about how he's careful with everything that goes in his body, like his nutritionist and everything. And then all of a sudden, boom, this happens. You know what I mean? Like he was,
Yeah.
I can't remember which interview it was, but he was saying, how he don't take this, and then he's very careful about that. But then they cut to today, and he gets popped for this type of drug, and now he's swearing up and down he didn't do it. His dad is the same way. But going back to the pressure thing, I kind of think that's what it is on their side. Like they're trying so hard. The powers that be are trying to build up this rivalry, this fake rivalry. I mean, that was between their dads, but they're trying so hard to force this type of rivalry just because of the name. And I'm thinking, Conor Benn feels like he's got to live up to that standard. What about you?
I mean, yeah, we get that point, and the pressure
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it's pressure in everything in life. I mean, should we just cheat at life? You know what I'm saying? It's like I get it, but this is the path you chose. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? This is the path you chose, and it's supposed to be a clean path. You know what I mean? Now, unfortunately, we're gonna get bad people and we're gonna get weak-minded people who do fall under the temptation. To me, it's temptation, eh? You know what I'm saying? It's no different from somebody being addicted to a drug or a woman or whatever the case may be. You know, taking this is going to enhance their career or benefit them in some type of way. So it's still temptation. And I mean, at some point we just gotta have. I mean, like Floyd Mayweather say, just advocates of the sport. Andre Ward, you know what I mean, who just want to be clean, man. Because if everybody got pressure. If everybody fall into the pressure, then everybody dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Mm-hmm.
get, yeah. It is pressure. I mean, but that's like, to me, the thrill of it, knowing that mano a mano, he trained, I trained, and I was better than him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thrill of it. I mean, but it's business and it's big, big, big money. And with big money comes, you know, people willing to do different things. So, like you say, I mean, we definitely understand the pressure part. It is a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like that, and it's different. If you're a fighter, you should have confidence in your skills, bro. You feel me?
That's how I
In
feel.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? If I
Mm-hmm.
if I think I'm a badass or I'm the baddest dude on the block, I want to be, so like, people, I'm sure people didn't approach certain fighters with stuff and they like, man, get that out my face. No, dude, I don't rock like that. You know what I mean? If I go in there and get my ass whipped, that's cool because I went in there clean and gave it my all. And this man was just a better man that night, and I can live with that as opposed to, putting something in my body and going in there and killing
Mm-hmm.
somebody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so it's a complicated thing. You know what I mean? It is a lot on a fighter, but that's why we need good, strong fighters and that, are willing to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, I think it's just, just adding to the problem.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like when you just have certain fighters just for the sake of it, like some, you got the younger generation like Ryan Garcia's that get so popular off social media, but they don't really have that dog in them, like some of the older generation. And then you got like a fighter like Conor Benn, like no knock to him, but they are more so riding off of the name, and
Mm-hmm.
they never really had to build like their fathers and so on. So they kind of have to find out who they really are in the midst of all this, transition into fighting themselves. Like, do I really want to do it, or am I just doing this because my father wanted to do it? So
Hey,
yeah,
I mean, Eubanks too. Eubanks
yeah,
too. In the
same
same
here,
boat.
yeah.
I mean, is this how much love does he really have for this? Is it just it was an easy path? It's a lot of
Hmm.
variables that could lead them down that road besides something that they really, really wanted to do. And so you're right.
And I know Connor he's really trying to go to bat here for himself and say he's an advocate for the clean sport, and he doesn't take anything. And this trace was, just he doesn't know where it came from. But think about it though. This fight here, like we were saying before we got on the mic, this is they really trying to fit this fight to fit these guys because the weight is so off. It's a catch weight fight at 157 pounds. Like Conor Benn, I know him as a
Mm-hmm.
welterweight. This guy was on the come up as a welterweight. You got Chris Eubank fighting as high as 168. They're not even. Well, I mean, you could eventually get to that point, but they're not on the same career path to me. So with that, you also have to say, you know what? He probably was trying to juice up here. You really do have to consider that and say, okay, maybe Connor is trying to juice up because, like I said, this is a drug that increases testosterone. So he's trying to catch
Mm-hmm.
up to somebody that's a lot bigger than him and a lot stronger. That's
Yeah, I
how I'm
mean,
thinking about it.
I, and that very well could be, the situation. But what different people have been saying about that particular drug is it's a cycle drug. They only found traces, so was his calculations off a little bit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because a lot of these drugs, that's how they work. Once you off of them, you reaping the benefits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So you wouldn't take nothing like this by accident. Pretty much is what they saying that. You know what I mean? And then you seen all the memes and the stuff, man. This boy was cut like a guy. His legs look like.
Oh yeah, I
I mean,
saw that.
boy, he was ripped, bro. He was ripped. Now,
Look,
listen, some people
look on
got
Twitter.
genetics
They
just
put
like
him
that,
next to
but
like a bodybuilder, and his legs were like jacked,
he,
man.
he's insane, bro. Insane. And like I say, it is good genetics, but when you look like that and then something about some juice pop up, okay, that's a hell of a coincidence. It's just in my opinion, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if it's smoke, is probably fire. And like I said, he wasn't the first guy who got popped. We know that drugs are in boxing without a shadow of a doubt. One of the biggest names in boxing ate some meat with PEDs in them. You
Exactly.
feel me, Ant? So
Mm-hmm.
listen, they are in the sport without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of who gets caught and who don't get caught. I mean, listen. Unfortunately, it's that way. And I mean, if you never get caught, we can't never say nothing. But when you get caught, it is what it is. Conor Benn, he he got a dark cloud over his head now.
Mm-hmm.
He got a dark cloud over his head now. You ask me, Ant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because whatever reason you did it, and you got caught. So you are considered a dirty fighter.
Yeah. That's
You
how I
know what I
see it.
mean? Hey, I mean, think Canelo. He was able to have a name big enough to take a hit like that and it not really affect him. But Conor Benn, can he take a hit like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this stage in his career, and really, so who knows, man? You know what I mean?
You
Who
see this
knows? But
picture?
right now, I said, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane. But they had the meme of the movie Juice. Did you the cover of the box with like
Yeah, I
Tupac?
saw that.
His face was on it. Yeah, with him on
Yeah.
it. I said, here we go. Here we go. But like I say, you get popped. You open the door for that, and you open the door. I don't really feel bad for these fighters getting popped because listen, that's your body, that's your money maker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's something you got to deal with. I mean, the crazy thing is, man, you can get popped and still make money. So I mean, is it really that bad to them? I don't know.
Right.
I'm speaking from a fan's perspective because we think that you guys, this is your natural ability. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We think that this is what you train hard and were able to accomplish. If you took drugs, anybody could take drugs and do things. So we kind of coming from that perspective of it, and you know what I mean? Dang, we let down. We let down. We know y'all didn't want to let us down, and that might have been what compelled y'all to do it. But in boxing, that a loss cannot be a total loss. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can
It
always
just
come back
depends
from
on how you lose. Yeah.
it. Yeah. And that's the thing I think we agree on. I see where you're coming from too. Is like for me, it's not really about the physical part. Like the special part is knowing that somebody out of these two, when they get in the ring, can exceed by, just using their mind. You know what I mean? That's why they say boxing and, combat sports is like over 90% mental because anybody can
Mm-hmm.
swing,
Mm-hmm.
anybody can kick, anybody can connect with flesh. You know what I mean? But how you do it and how you come back from it in the ring is special. And I think that's where the champions, back in the day were separated that weren't on nothing because they were using their mind, like, but when you always have fighters juiced to the gills or trying to do certain things to build up their muscle mass or their punch resistance, punching power, that kind of takes the special part out of it. Like for me, a 12-round fight can
Mm-hmm.
be fun to watch because you can see how a man shifts from round one mentally into round 7, 8, 9 down the stretch. You know what I mean? And it's his mind that's carrying him, right? It's his mind carrying him. That's what I feel like makes me a fan of the sport, and I'm sure you too. You know?
Yeah. Um, so I mean, like I say, man, the drugs is bad for the sport. Bottom
Yeah,
bottom line, and you know
yeah,
what I'm saying. I mean, it's bad for the sport. It's bad business. Look now, since you messed up money now. You know what I'm saying. So it's bad from a business standpoint and from a fan standpoint. However you perceived it, it's no fan that says, "Oh, I'm okay with boxers taking steroids because I just want to." I mean, if you're not really a fan, and if you talking crazy like that, you
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
You just like violence or something. This ain't really about violence. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, it's chess. You got to have skills to play chess. You feel me?
right.
So it is what it is. But yeah, Connor. I mean, he gotta. He got to eat this one. Listen, man, every fighter say what he say. Name a fighter who got popped and said, and the first time he's, oh yeah, y'all got me. None of them said that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them eventually had to say that because they was boxed in the corner. But every fighter say, no, and I'm a clean. All of them say that. It is what it is. And now we see that's just part of the shtick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 There was another meme on Twitter too, because it was going in on Conor, man, where he was, I think it was like a Simpsons meme where he's supposed to be Homer in the car smiling and everybody's looking pissed off at him because I think everybody else is like the undercard fighters. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
put undercard
yeah, I
fighters
did
and
see
Conor in the
that.
same car, and like he's good to go. He's smiling because he got money or whatever. But undercard fighters, they're like looking pissed because like now since this one thing he did, this screw up, cost everybody money on the car.
Yeah, I mean, and then that those guys' perspective on it, they like, yo,
Yeah.
shit, what the, I mean, I did everything I was supposed to do, and now I can't fight because he didn't. It's just like every way you look at it, and it's just a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad thing, but like I say, as long as there's so much money on the line, there's gonna be people figuring out ways to do it. Come chemists and labs cooking up shit that it's harder
Mm-hmm.
to detect. You know what I mean? They just gonna keep pushing the envelope with the drugs. You know what I mean? Like street drugs, like everything. You're never gonna say, oh, we're gonna get rid of PEDs. You know what I mean? They always gonna be around. We just got to get people to not take them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
There there was an interview I was looking at, man, where like Chris Eubank Sr., he just seems like really emotional about this fight that's happening, man. Like where do you think these fathers really stand? Like, did they really want them to be boxers? Because the way he's talking now, like Chris Eubank Sr., he just doesn't seem like he wants his son in there.
Yeah. Um. Well, like we all know, and he know his son like none of us knows him, and it could be things that he sees that we don't see. You know what I mean? I don't know in his career he ever went down and weight like that to take a fight. That he could just really know how dangerous of a situation. You know what I mean? That is to cut that type of weight and to go in there with this guy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it's just awful funny that his father was right though, Aunt. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's just awful funny. His father had the right gut feeling. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he couldn't put his finger on it, but sure enough, this guy pops up dirty.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows, Aunt? He could have saved his son's life. That you know what I mean? We don't
Mm-hmm.
know. We don't know, bro. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Him trying to cut all that weight coming into the
Yeah.
fight, drained or weak anything. We don't know. Punch resistance low because he done cut all his weight. We don't know, Aunt. So it's just interesting that like you say, a father, that's still your son. You're still gonna have that undying love for him no matter what. Chris is a grown man. He didn't fought I don't know how many fights, but for his father to have a feeling of a fight for your son going down. I can see if he was going up, hey man, you going up, that guy's a killer. He's going down though, Aunt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of that, man, but it's just awful funny that it turned out to be the right feeling that he was having, man. So I mean, can you say fathers are bad for about? I don't know. When Sean Porter father stopped that fight, did he see something in his son's eyes that he knew that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
factor in that too. They know they have kids way better than we know them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So I
that's a
mean,
good point there. I mean, we might have to talk about that again and like really go in depth on that because yeah, like that's a question people ask, like, should fathers be in boxing or do they get too scared? But like, I don't know, man, because if the fighter wants to fight another day and you have a life outside of boxing, you still need that type of reasoning and that type of connection in there to save you, right? It makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or
because I
from
mean,
or
in the
from
midst of
preventing fights to happen.
yeah, or prevent them from fight. I mean, if you were a fighter, I mean, think it ain't like Chris Eubanks Senior is, just a trainer or a guy who's on. No, he was actual fighter and a champion. So he has insight. You feel me? Ant?
Right.
He got
Hmm.
insight, ain't without a shadow of a doubt. It's some stuff that you can learn from him. You know what I mean? So I mean that makes that relationship different. A lot of fathers wasn't necessarily a fighter, let alone a champion. You know what I mean? So this particular case, his dad was that. You
Hmm.
know,
Okay, here it is, P. I was looking at this interview here that Chris Eubank Sr., he didn't want this fight. He was trying to boycott it. He said, he wrote this letter, Dear Spencer, boycott the Eubank Jr. versus Ben fight. He said, what 3 pounds between the middleweight limit at 33 years old can do. He said, this is how brain injuries occur. So this was a blessing to him, I think. I think he's
see,
good to go
boom,
with this now
there you
because
go, there you go, there you
yeah.
go. You know what I'm saying? But him being a fighter, knowing that, yeah, at this age, losing this amount of
Hmm.
pounds can be, that's insight from being a fighter.
Hmm.
That's insight from being a fighter because he
Yeah.
can say, yo, I did that before and I felt different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Because that.
my opponent did that and I ran through him,
Hmm.
So I mean, how can you really go against your father if he was a fighter? I mean, he
Right.
his own man. I get it, but
And
I mean,
all of them have been tied to some kind of like almost like, well, yeah, career ending injury, man. Like everybody knows Nigel Benn and Gerald McClellan story, but there's that Chris Eubank Sr., that one guy he fought Michael Watson, man. Like he put that guy in a coma, man. That
mhm.
guy's blind. So I'm like, yeah, these guys right here, they know history. So when you gonna put somebody in there with somebody that small, that much of a weight difference, that's gonna try to go in there and live up to their dad's standards, who knows what's gonna happen in there? And you saw like how Conor Benn came out looking at his one of his past fights. I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 fights, maybe 2 fights ago. Conor Benn, he looked messed up when he came out. I was surprised he won the
Which
fight. You know?
mean messed up? Like he was on like some party drugs? What you mean messed up?
Oh, I mean, like, out the ring, after the fight, he was like beat up. Eyes
Oh, okay,
closed. Yeah,
okay,
eyes closed.
okay. Gotcha,
Sounded a little
gotcha,
disoriented too. Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I stand with that, man. I'm just like, I I'm kind of glad the fight is canceled. I really don't want it to be rescheduled. What about you?
Um, I mean, like you said in the beginning, that it wasn't a fight that people were calling for. It wasn't a fight that people were really even thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, yeah, the fight don't even have to happen. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But if they fight, I will watch it. But it's still
Yeah.
something. It shows how much they want this fight to happen. The powers that be, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They want fight. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
want this fight. Yeah, yeah. I know they had to pay Chris Eubank a nice penny to come down to do that to his body, eh? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He wouldn't have for chump change. Wouldn't have did that for chump change. Like I say, it's not like this is a big name and it's gonna boost his career or nothing. So they probably it's a nice check connected to it, and he he willing to do whatever it takes to get it. You
Right.
feel me?
Yeah.
So you know, like to be honest, I don't know, you know, how much bigger a star Chris Eubanks is than Conor Benn, but you know, a win over Chris Eubanks definitely would boost him up.
Hmm.
You don't think so, Ant?
It would boost Conor Benn up.
Yeah, if he beat Eubanks, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it would boost him up. I think it definitely boost him
Yeah,
up because right now nobody really knows him. He was trying to get a fight with Adrian Broner too. You know what I mean? So he trying to get some
yeah,
names, but like we were
yeah.
saying again before the mic, like for Chris Eubank, don't really do nothing for him, man. Like he need to be going after these Charlos and Benavidez, because that's
Right,
where he, that's kind of where he stand. He's more known in boxing. He's a little bit more known, but he still hasn't had like a big name himself. So yeah, like for him to go after Conor wouldn't make sense. But Conor, yeah, he could ride off that name more so.
right, right. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, he wasn't in my weight class. I went and beat him, and he was bigger. It's a lot of
Mhm.
accolade, a lot of stuff he could talk behind the win over him. But like I said, I really don't see much in Eubank, so I'm figuring they had to throw him a nice paycheck because then you pop dirty, and for him to be willing to postpone it, and he could say, "Yo, I don't even want to mess with him. I don't even trust him no." You feel me? So the fact that he willing to postpone it, just they adamant to making this fight.
Yeah.
They adamant to making this fight. You know what I mean?
Shoot. Yeah. Well, if they go through it, yeah, like I'm with you. I'm going to check it out because me being a boxing fan, yeah, I want to see, but I just want to make sure he's coming in clean now. If he coming in on
Yeah,
the level, we definitely check it out, man.
yeah.
But
And then too, and another reason, real quick, why I want to see it because now I want to see Eubanks win. You know what I'm saying? Before I
mhm.
didn't really have a dog in the fight, but now I want to see him go in there and put it on old boy for
You want to
just
punish?
doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just for yeah. Now that it happened, yeah, you got to be punished for it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, shoot. Yeah, that was all I had on that topic. Peon, was there anything else you had on, man?
No, no, that was really it, man. But like we were just saying, man, I just feel like I want to see Eubanks win because this man possibly tried to take your life or really do
Yeah.
harm to you. So yeah, now you
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you need to make him pay. That's all I'm saying. That this
Oh yeah.
man, tried
Yeah.
to do harm to you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So now it's an even playing field. Make him pay.
I'm
But
not
that's all I
going.
got.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wanted Golovkin to do that to Canelo that time because Canelo was starting to get on my nerves with just all of that privilege he was getting that time. Like when he popped, he basically went six
Mm-hmm.
months, which was just a regular fight turnaround. It wasn't like he went a whole year. He didn't really get banned or nothing. Didn't pay no price. So I
Yeah.
said,
Nobody
okay,
brings it up anymore. Nobody
yeah, nobody
mentions it
brings it up anymore.
anymore. You
You
know what I
know,
mean? So yeah, definitely. That's how the game. That's the game for you, though, Ant. We love it and we hate it and we love it again. That's the game for you.
hmm
That's the game, bro.
yeah, man. All right, well, we're gonna jump back into another one here, piece. So, before we close this one out, just hit us up again, let us know where we can follow you again, and yeah, go from there.
All right, that's what's up. Y'all can check me out. Like I said earlier, on my YouTube, Loud Pack Boxing One on YouTube, and you can check me out on IG at Loud Pack Boxing.
All right, and y'all can hit me on Combo Breaker 99 and yeah, YouTube channel, and you can follow us both here on our YouTube channel, Jab Effect, and subscribe to the Jab Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play, and what's this other one? A new one called LinkedIn. Yeah, so yeah, you can catch us there, and yeah, man, it's good to be back at it, P. So we're gonna
Yeah, for sure,
hit
man.
y'all in the head with
Mm-hmm.
another one for sure. But like always, I'm Combo Breaker 99,
It's your boy P.
and we out y'all later.
Peace.